AI use case prioritization. How do we choose where we invest in? First of all, we want to lead everything, as I've always said, with the outcome and not what tool are we going to use? What tool are we going to subscribe to? What is it that is slow in our organization? What is the repetitive task that people have to do over and over and over again to achieve something? Those are outcomes that we can solve by leveraging AI. So stop talking about tools and let's start talking about outcomes. Now, with Sasberry use case prioritizations, we're going to look at a chart that we're going to bring up here. And the number one thing we want to do is choose things that have strategic value to our organization, that have an ease of implementation as well with that. So if we find something that could completely transform our company, that has huge strategic value, but it's very, very complex, I would not recommend starting there. Put that into your notes, into one of the future outcomes. Always look at that, how you can evolve into that, but that is not something that we're going to pursue immediately. What I like to do is when I first start working with a customer, let's look at something that are quick wins, something that's got some pretty good value, but it's super easy to implement. We recently rolled out a project that wasn't the sexiest thing that the environment could have had, but it was a quick win. It was rolled out in 30 days and they had an impact immediately. Now their platform, their AI investment had started growing and they were further ahead. So let's look at strategic value and ease of implementation. And if we can find both of those, that's something we want to drop and pursue immediately because it's going to have an ROI to our business. So let's start where the money leaks or stalls. Don't start with where can we use AI, start with where revenue gets delayed, where costs are bloated, or where decisions are slow, okay? How do we uncover this? Look at the longest cycle times, whether it's sales, ops, finance. I really love working in finance right now because it's amazing over and over and over again. Some of the reports the CEOs and CFOs need takes a long time to manually make, and we can solve that quickly. So I do love starting in finance, but identify manual handoffs and rework. Ask if this step disappeared, what would impact EBITDA fastest? So AI worth investing in either accelerates revenue or compresses costs are the ones we want to look at immediately. Next, we want to map workflows and not tools. We don't even care about tools at this point. Let's break down 3 to 5 core processes. For example, sales. We need sales, leads, and then we close that deal. What are all the process for a salesperson to get a lead or to uncover a lead? And then what does it take to close? Map that out, put that down in writing, and then let's see what type of AI tools we can align to help these people close deals and find leads quicker. Let's look for repetitive decisions, data bottlenecks, human translation layers like emails, Excel, back and forth. Those are prime services for agents, co-pilots, or automation, not generic AI. Those are things we want to look at. Let's also look at, when we roll these tools out, what's a before and after outcome definition. This is what happened before. This is how long it took us. Now what will happen afterwards? Let's define that before we start rolling out the new tools in our environment, because then we'll have a KPI we can measure from. Okay, if you can't define the outcome, don't invest. Every AI use case needs a baseline, which is the current state, and then a target on what the AI is going to change in your organization. Does it increase revenue, reduce cost, or de-risk a critical failure? If it does, and we can measure that in under 90 days, it's important to us. Let's look at that. If it's a nice to have or it's just cool, let's kill it, okay? Let's have a direct impact to the business. So let's go back to strategic value and ease of implementation. The ones we want to pursue immediately are high impact, achievable use cases we should execute right now, that they're quick to implement, strong ROI potential, and it has a clear business impact. Right now, every organization out there, if we sat down, we're going to, and they haven't embarked on AI yet, are going to have a ton of these quick wins and these pursue immediately. So really stop talking about AI. Actually, there's a customer of mine that has a CFO. We're not even allowed to mention AI in these meetings. We literally just talk about bottlenecks. We hear where he is most nervous when he has his capital held up, and then he starts explaining to us why it is being held up. That's where we can say, if the outcome allowed you to get answers for X immediately, would this make an impact? And it usually is, it sure would. those are the ones we want to go after. High value, high feasibility, and even with the quick wins that I love that have maybe lower value but high feasibility, why not look at those? Those could be fast to deliver. They could be very low resources. It could be just one individual that could spin something up that can fix this. So this could support your team learning about AI. So if you're really, really starting, look at just quick wins. They might have just low value, but they're super easy to roll out. Every time you roll one of these out, you're going to learn more. And that platform that I'm telling everyone they need to start building is going to start getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you can rush right into investing into the pursue immediately categories. Anyways, just a few tips that I'm seeing out there. I hope they help, and reach out if you need any help. That's what SaaSberry does.